Hi, this is Mike Larson from Money and Markets TV. All this week, I'm counting down the steps along the road to financial doomsday. Yesterday, I talked about the first massive blunder made by Washington and other governments around the world, out-of-control spending. Today, I'm going to examine the impact of that spending. And I want to start by asking you to think about a number. That number is $14.6 trillion. Now, I know that's a difficult figure to even wrap your head around, but look at it this way. It's $46,800 for every man, woman, and child in the United States, or $2,100 for every person on the face of the earth. If you had $14.6 trillion in your pocket, you could buy more than 918 million Toyota Corollas, or 292,000 Gulfstream G550 private jets. That puts our national debt load into perspective, doesn't it? Worse, that debt load is going to keep ballooning to a stunning $20.8 trillion in 2021, according to the Congressional Budget Office. To fund those debts, Uncle Sam is now routinely selling tens of billions of dollars in longer-term treasuries every few weeks. In just 1 week in August alone, we dumped $32 billion in 3-year notes, $24 billion in 10-year notes, and $16 billion in 30-year bonds on the market. It's nuts. Indeed, just since the middle of the last decade, our national debt load has exploded by 92%. And thanks to our legislators in Congress and the Obama administration, Uncle Sam now has the authority to go up another $2.8 trillion in hock. So why is this so dangerous? Why is this second step down the road to perdition so perilous? The answer is the endgame, and the endgame is evident when we look at Europe. Greece's debt load went from about 195 billion euros in 2005 to nearly 330 billion last year. Ireland's outstanding debt more than tripled. As a result, their debt to GDP ratios jumped to 143% and 96% respectively. And it's much the same story in Portugal and other Eurozone nations. Now, for a while, these countries got away with it. But then, out of nowhere, their creditors started turning off the spigot. They cut up those nations' credit cards. And the result is the carnage we're seeing now. Indeed, with Europe's economy slowing, the tax revenues needed to service all of that debt are disappearing. The economies of Greece and Portugal have been in recession for some time. Growth in Spain and Italy is virtually non-existent, and that carnage is now spreading far beyond those ravaged nations. Britain's economy, for instance, grew only 0.2% in the second quarter. Disposable income is falling, and retailers are going bankrupt left and right. And to make matters worse, Britain's austerity program is expected to eliminate 300,000 government jobs. And now Germany, the most vibrant economy in the European Union, is flagging itself. Daimler, Deutsche Bank, and Siemens are suffering. Germany's largest utility is cutting thousands of jobs. And the economy basically flatlined in the second quarter, while the financial sector is being pushed to the brink. This month, the European Central Bank had to expand cheap loans to banks to make sure none of them ran short of cash. That's an emergency move, and it signals that the clock is ticking, folks. Heck, here in the United States, our debt to GDP ratio already surged to 62% by the end of last year, and is projected to hit 72% this year. Meanwhile, last Friday, the University of Michigan reported that consumer confidence just hit its lowest level since 1980, 31 years ago. In short, we're buried in debt and our economy is slumping back toward recession. With no changes forthcoming to get us off this pitiful path, a mammoth crisis is all but inevitable. And still, neither the spending crisis we looked at yesterday or the debt crisis we've just examined are the ultimate crises. Only giant steps towards it. Steps that virtually guarantee the historic, world-changing event that will soon alter our lives forever. I'm Mike Larson for Money and Markets TV. Check back tomorrow for the third step along the road to financial doomsday. Thanks for watching.